Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Samson, and in today's video, oh man, we got another good one for you guys. We have a 2023 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Now, just like Ford with the Mustang, Dodge with the Charger, Chevy does have many iterations of the Camaro, the SS being the next trim up from the base model, and then the ZL1 being the top level that's supposed to compete with the other supercharged rivals like the Hellcat and the GT500. However, in this video, we're gonna go over some of the features, some of the things that I like about it, some of the things I think that you'll definitely like about this. Please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what other cars you guys may like to see in the video. But just like that, let's get into it. Now, this generation of Camaro, starting out in 2016, has a totally revised front fascia from the previous generations. You can see in the front here with this absolutely massive grille, allowing as much air as you could possibly need to help cool all those radiators for this massive LT4 supercharged engine. Now, with the Camaros, you could get them optioned with the 1LE package, which came with a bunch more aero bits in order for you to have better track times. However, just the base model, I guess if you could call this a base model, ZL1 does have massive vents. This vent right here leading straight to a radiator, as well as you do get your ZL1 badge front and center. These very sinister, very, very small headlights. You guys can see it looks just like the devil is looking at you when you come face to face with this car. Love the LED strip and those projector beam headlights. Coming to the very front of it, you do have this, what they call flow tie. And this technology was introduced with the 2014 Camaro Z28, allowing a lot more air to come through the actual Chevrolet bow tie and help cool off that engine, while also still allowing Chevy to display that very, very proud bow tie. Love the gloss black on this front fascia, as well as the front splitter, a very nice design. Love the piano black that they decided to go with instead of some plastic composite material. Coming to the top or the hood of the Camaro, you do have this functional heat extractor, allowing hot air to come up from under the engine, come out and flow over the body. You do also get your ZL1 badge on the side of this heat extractor. Very, very nice. Now, with the 1LE, this entire hood would be a flat black. That's one way to tell if you have a 1LE versus a regular ZL1. Coming down to these rims, absolutely love the style of these rims. I love that the previous owner decided to stay with the stock rims, almost this gunmetal gray setup, almost this chrome type black setup. You do have a 20-inch wheel. You do have 6-piston calipers with the ZL1 logo written right there front and center, as well as a 2-piece aluminum hat with the rotor. You do have absolutely massive pizza disc style rotors. That aluminum hat is going to help remove some of that heat from whenever you're having to brake hard, as well as lighten up some of the steering and handling with that light and that lighter rotational mass that you have at the wheel. Coming down the side of the Camaro, very nice body lines. Love how the side skirt on this car, actually, it starts off small and then you can see it flares out towards the back. One reason Chevy does this is that whenever you are in the car and you're trying to get out, you swing your feet around. Most of the time, your feet are going to be in this front portion, so they try to give you a little bit more room in order for you to actually be able to get in and out of the car without necessarily hitting your massive side skirt. However, the Camaro does keep that very classic pony car body style and body line design that we are used and accustomed to seeing. Very, very nice setup and body lines on this car. Coming around to the back, you are going to need a beefy set of tires in order for you to put all that power down, and Chevy gives it to you. You do get a 20-inch rim with 305 on the width. You do get 4-piston calipers, as well as that very, very nice gray setup with the ZL1 script written right there on the caliper. You still get massive rotors in the back. Some cars, they'll give you massive rotors in the front, might give you something a little bit smaller in the back. While these are smaller, they are still very, very much a big rotor in my opinion. Unfortunately, you don't get an aluminum hat with the rear like you do with the front. And I do love that almost black chromium type look that these wheels have on the ZL1. Coming around to the back, you can see you do still get this piano black on your rear diffuser. Very, very nice setup. Now, I wish that Chevy had did something just a little bit more with their rear diffuser setup. Chevy does sometimes drop the ball when it comes to trying to give a little bit more flair to the rear of their Camaros. However, I do love the piano black. You can see you do still have the stock exhaust with this setup, those quad tips, and it sounds absolutely amazing. You do get your ZL1 badge right there, front and center on the rear of this car, as well as these revised tail lights. Now, I would love to know your opinion on these tail lights. Me personally, I don't really have an issue with them. I feel like they would look even better if they didn't have that line that goes through the center of them. However, I do like these tail lights. I know that they spark a little bit of controversy, but they are nice nonetheless. You do get your blacked out Chevy bow tie, as well as this wing that goes along the back. Now, with the 1LE package, you do get a taller wing, and this wing does suffice with the ZL1. It is still functional, and it does still give the car a very, very nice sporty look. However, I wish that Chevy had stayed with the almost gurney flap duckbill tile style wing that they normally go with. I feel like that setup looks a lot better on Camaros instead of this almost raised wing. But overall, very nice setup. How about we get up under the hood and take a look at what is powering this ZL1 Camaro. Coming up under the hood, folks, we have the same engine out of the C7 Corvette Z06. We have a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. This is Chevy's LT4, looking at right around 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. So it is up there with some of your other supercharged counterparts like your GT500s and your Hellcats. However, in this car, you do get a bit of a weight savings over some of the Chargers. You're looking at right around 3,900 pounds. And as far as options go, you can get it with a 6-speed manual transmission or a 10-speed automatic. This one, unfortunately, does have the 10-speed automatic. However, it still will give you the blast of your life. If I were to get a car like this, I would love to have it in a 6-speed manual. It is nothing like rolling your own gears. As far as MPGs, you're looking at right around 14 on the city, 20 in the highway. So not as terribly horrible as far as MPGs go, but this is an absolutely beautiful engine bay and a masterpiece of an engine. Coming into the Camaro, you are greeted with an absolutely beautiful steering wheel wrapped in Alcantara with the red stitching. You do get a flat bottom and your ZL1 badging on the bottom of the steering wheel. Very, very nice design. You do get your cruise control settings as well as your heating settings for the steering wheel and other controls for being able to navigate through some of this cluster. It is very configurable. You do get 2 analog gauges and a digital gauge right there in the center. You can see 200 on the dash as well as a 6500 red line for your tachometer. Very, very nice setup. Absolutely love the design of this interior. You can see you do get your fighter jet style air vents on both the driver and the passenger side. Love the Alcantara that goes across the dash. You do still get that red stitching, and you get leather material right here on the top of the dash. Very, very nice. You do get a heads-up display that you can see right here. Projects different things such as your mile per hour, your RPM, that type of stuff on your windshield. It's interesting how Chevy does have this huge bubble for your gauge cluster on the driver's side, and then it's a whole lot more visibility on the passenger side. Now, as far as sitting in the Camaro, it is a very, very low sitting position, and the the door panels are very, very high. They come up to about where your shoulder is. So as you can see, you do not have a lot of window to be able to look through. So you may have issues dealing with blind spots. You are very, very low in the car, and it is very sloped. You can see even the windshield, not that big at all. A very, very small windshield for the most part. However, it is still a very nice design. Coming to the door panels, you do get a different design on your door panels and overall interior period in the ZL1 as compared to your SS and other models. You do get Alcantara right here on the top of the door panel with that red stitching. You also get a nice soft touch material for this portion of the door panel, as well as Alcantara on the bottom, as well as where your arm goes. You do also get a Bose sound system in this car. You do get a little bit of plastic right here where your window switch is. However, you do get aluminum here with a mood lighting that you can see is glowing red at the moment. You also get aluminum right here as well. To the seats, you do get these very, very heavily bolstered Recaro seats. They do hug you extremely snug. You do get a Alcantara center insert for the headrest, as well as all the way down the seat. I love this almost racing design that they decided to go with. You do get red stitching, and the Alcantara is perforated. You do get your ZL1 badge right here in the center of the seat. And so overall, the seats are extremely comfortable and extremely unique to this Camaro. Coming to the back, you do get rear seats. They do have a bucket set up in order to help your passengers sit in them a little bit better. When it comes to the back, I don't know that you'll be able to fit adults in here. It is not a whole lot of space in the back. However, they do still get the perforated Alcantara along with the red stitching. And so it is an overall very, very nice design and setup. Love the frameless rearview mirror that Chevy went with this Camaro. To the center console area, you do get a fully integrated infotainment system that is touchscreen, allowing you to control things like your radio, of course, like all your performance pages and such. You do have all of your comfort needs as far as your air conditioning and climate control right here in the center. You do have heated and ventilated seats, as well as those fighter jet style air vents. You do turn the actual air vent itself this way for hot, this way for cold. Like I mentioned earlier, you do have a 10-speed transmission. Hate that it doesn't have that 5-speed. However, you do get a very, very nice Alcantara wrapped gear shift with the red stitching. Very beautiful setup. You do get controls for being able to change your drive mode, as well as turn off that traction control whenever you're trying to go all out. Here is your parking brake, and the center is made out of a plastic material. It does have Alcantara on the sides wrapped in that red stitching. However, overall, the Camaro is a very, very nice interior and very comfortable space to be in. I can't say I have too much to complain about. As far as the center console goes, you do get these 2 cup holders with your ambient mood lighting right here. You also get a little bit of storage down here. And so overall, very, very nice interior, very comfortable interior. You do have a little bit of plastic mixed with some aluminum and some Alcantara. But at this price point, these Camaros are going for right around $70,000 to $75,000, depending on mileage, depending on options. At this price point, I can't say it is a bad choice. You do get a lot of performance for the money, and you do get a very decent interior for the money as well. And just like that, folks, that is a full review of the 2023 Camaro ZL1. Make sure that you guys tell me what was your favorite feature about this car. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Absolutely love the 650 horsepower of supercharged goodness that you get out of this car. But just like that, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.